Hello, my friends. It's been an age. There is always more tales, always more stories, always more torture. Let's see if you can handle it once again. Welcome back to Audio Stories 3 Terrifying Tales. Now, without further ado, let us begin. What can I say? The house was old and needed a lot of repairs, but it was affordable and I needed somewhere warm to live for the duration of the winter season. I spent the day moving in and getting unpacked and was ready to crash earlier that night. I was drifting off to sleep when I heard a strange noise from somewhere in the room, kind of like suctioning sound, like tape being pulled away from the surface. I got up and switched on the lights, and the sound stopped. So I shrugged it off and went back to bed. The next day passed uneventfully, leading to the second night when the same thing happened again. And it continued as I got up and then went quiet when I turned the overhead lights on. That morning I searched all over the bedroom but found nothing that seemed to be a source of the noise. The third night, however, I was prepared. Again, the sound began not long after I went to bed, but this time I stayed still and tried to locate the general area that it was coming from. After a while, I realized it seemed to be issuing from the closet on the other end of the room, which was divided not by a door, but by a beaded curtain that had been left by the previous owners. The strange sucking sound continued as I silently made my way over and parted the curtain. There on the other side, I saw nothing, but the sound was louder now, just above my head. A thread of fear began in the base of my spine, slowly lacing its way up the back of my neck. As I lifted my head, there was a square of loose tile in the ceiling, faintly lit by the moonlight. Something was hanging from around the edges, something that shone flat and silver and dangled, curling from its sides. The sound stopped, and to the utter horror, the last line of tape fell to the ground before me. The ceiling tile was finally lifted by whatever was waiting on the other side of it. At first it revealed only the musty darkness of an unexplored attic, but soon the thing's mangled face came into view, and by then it was all too late. Emma's parents appeared on the local news, begging and pleading for any information about their 10-year-old daughter who had gone missing sometime early in the morning hours that previous day. Her parents had let her stay up the night before since she had the following day off from school. Emma was well liked by her classmates. Her teachers even said that she didn't have a mean bone in her body. She lived in an upper middle class neighborhood where things like missing children just didn't happen. Furthermore, Emma's parents truly didn't have any reason why their daughter would run away. The three watched Halloween movies until about 11:30 p.m. and then tucked her in bed shortly after. Her father recalled walking by her door around 12:30 a.m. to make sure she was sleeping before he went to sleep himself. The months went by and Emma's parents still had no luck, running multiple websites and fundraisers to find their daughter. 15 years later, Emma's parents had moved into a bigger house, had new cars, and had taken few vacations. It seems as if they had finally been able to move on from their loss of their daughter. A few days before Halloween, Emma's mother got a call from an unknown number. This wasn't abnormal since they got a phone specifically for their Find Emma's hotline and had it all listed over the internet. Find Emma's hotline, this is her mom, how can I help you? Said Emma's mother in a shriveled tone. Hi, mommy, said the woman on the other line. Emma's mother grew angry. Do you seriously think this is funny? I'm hanging up. Just go before she could finish her sentence. The other woman said, Mommy, it's me, Emma. You should know you didn't bury me deep enough. and I chewed through the grocery bag you tried to suffocate me in. I'll be home in time for Halloween. Goodbye, Mommy. I'll see you soon. It was already late when Elliot wandered down the street, counting his haul. Toilet paper and smashed pumpkins were strewed across the road, with the odd discarded mask here and there. Most of the house lights were out, and kids were long gone. Elliot stuffed another Snickers in his mouth. Every town had a house the kids were scared to go near, and at his town, it was Oakwood. Elliot looked up from his bag of chocolatey swag to find himself standing at the end of the path to Oakwood. Its crooked wooden fence leaning in the wind, golden leaves rustled across the weed-infested path that led up to the dilapidated porch. A chill ran down Elliot's spine as he watched the old grey door creak open, revealing a pitch-black hallway beyond. "Come in," whispered a soft, soothing voice from inside the darkness. Elliot hesitated by the gate, peering through the door, trying to get a glimpse of what was in the hallway. "I have candy inside. Come in," the voice added. Elliot slowly crept down the path, his desire for chocolate overruling his common sense. The door opened wider, revealing a slim young woman with long, fiery auburn hair that hung down over her shoulders. She was wearing a long, flowing purple dress. A hypnotic voice drew Elliot closer. "I have lots of candy." She smiled as Elliot reached the old creaking porch. The woman held out her hand, showing Elliot the selection of chocolate bars and sweets. As Elliot stepped over the threshold, he looked down the hallway. It was lit by a series of candles along the wall. At the end of the hallway, he could see the kitchen, which had a large boiling pot at the end of the hallway on the stove, bubbling. The door shut behind him. He turned. The slender young woman had been transformed into an elderly woman with crooked back and spots all over her veiny skin. Her hair was white and greasy. She smiled at him with a mouth full of yellow and black teeth. The woman grabbed Elliot's wrist and dragged him towards the kitchen. Elliot desperately grasped for something to hold on to as he was pulled down the hallway. The woman yanked Elliot's arm as he clung onto the walls. She stretched her bony arm out towards the kitchen. Flames surged up around the base of the pot. She picked up Elliot and tucked him under her arm. She let out an evil cackle laugh as she walked into the kitchen. The door slammed shut. After a few moments, all that could be heard in the house was Elliot's scream.